Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari and in the series of Indian Evidence Act 1872, in my today's session, we are going to understand the nature of Evidence Act. I am going to discuss 5 important natures in just 2 slides. Why to waste time? Let's get into the first slide. The first nature of Evidence Act is that it is an adjective law. The laws can be broadly divided into two categories. They are the substantive laws and the adjective laws. What are the substantive laws? They are the laws which are defining the rights and duties. And what are the adjective laws? These are the laws which are generally enforcing the rights and duties which are provided under the substantive laws. Now, the substantive laws are focused on the rights and duties, whereas the adjective laws are concerned with the method of presenting the cases to court or providing the facts of the cases, etc. As Indian Evidence Act plays such role, it is considered as an adjective law. The second nature of Indian Evidence Act is it is not just an adjective laws to the substantive laws, it is an adjective laws to the procedural laws also. Now, what are the procedural laws? We have Civil Procedure Code, we have Criminal Procedure Code. Now, Evidence Act plays a role of an adjective law to these procedural laws also. While most of the sections in Indian Evidence Act are common for both civil as well as criminal cases, there are certain sections which are applicable only to civil cases. Like for example, section 23 discusses about admissions in civil cases when relevant. Section 52 and 55 are discussing about character of parties in civil cases, and section 115 to 117 are discussing about estoppel. These are applicable only to the civil cases. Likewise, there are certain sections which are applicable only for the criminal cases, like section 24 to 30 are discussing about confessions. Section 53 and 54 are discussing about the character of the accused. Section 122 is about communications during marriage, and then section 133 is on witness by accomplice. These are applicable only for criminal cases. Now, what you need to observe is all those in blue font are the sections which are applicable for civil cases, whereas all those in red font are applicable for criminal cases. The third nature is the Indian Evidence Act plays the filler role for the procedural laws. Now, if there are any gaps, the same is filled by Evidence Act. Like for example, the procedural laws are discussing about how pleading can be framed, investigation conducted, evidence collected, etc. Whereas the law of evidence discusses on the standard of proof, facts to be proved or need not to be proved, value to be given to each term of evidence, etc. By doing that, it fills the gap available in procedural laws. The fourth nature of Evidence Act is it is a lex fori act. What is lex fori? It is a Latin term which means law of the court. Now, if there is any conflict between the Indian Evidence Act versus any of the Foreign Evidence Act, in that case, if the case is running in India, the Indian Evidence Act shall prevail. That is what we need to understand when it comes to lex fori. Or in a simple term, we can say we know ours and we will implement that. Now, what is that we know? We know Indian Evidence Act. So, we will implement Indian Evidence Act and we will not bother what other foreign countries' Evidence Act are all about. Our act prevails over all the other foreign evidence act. That is what we need to remember when it comes to lex fori, and Indian Evidence Act is lex fori, which is the fourth nature of this particular act. The fifth and the last nature of Indian Evidence Act that I am discussing here is it is not an exhaustive act. What is an exhaustive act? Exhaustive means it has everything in it. But we cannot say Indian Evidence Act is one such act because there might be something missing, and for that we can refer certain other acts also as and when required, which is what you need to remember. That's my time on the Nature of Evidence Act, and thank you so much for subscribing my channel. Please like, share and comment my videos. All the very best for whatsoever purpose you are referring my channel, and thanks again.